I'm not going to do any problems today. I'm going to look at a free response we've already done, but I want to talk about prioritizing the different sections of the test and what you should do during the test to make it so that you can get as many points as possible. The first question is probably going to be 10 or 12 points, but it's going to be broken up into a bunch of different sections. For example, this is one we've done before. I think this is the first question from the 2019 released questions. And we looked at this last week, and you can see it goes up to H. So there's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So there are 8 different sections here. So only 2 of them are worth 2 points, and all the rest are 1 point each. So this is not a 10-point question. This is 8 1- and 2-point questions. And it covers a wide range of things. And your free response on the actual AP exam is going to be like this. So what you want to do is make sure that you're doing the easy stuff first, right? When I went through this problem and all the rest of the free response problems, I just started with A and then B and then C, right? You probably don't want to actually do that in the actual AP exam, especially if time has ever been an issue in any of my tests, which includes almost all of you. So you're going to have a big stack of scrap paper next to you when you take the actual AP exam. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a quick look, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and on your scratch paper, you're going to put A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. All right, so you're going to do this quickly. You could even have that already written out and then just scribble out the ones that you don't need. If it goes to F, then scribble out G and H, whatever. Have it already written out on your scrap paper. So what we want to write on this scrap paper, what we want to keep on this page that we're writing right next to us here is 2 things. As we go through here very quickly, we want to go through the whole question and we want to find out 1, how hard is this part? And 2, how many points is this part worth? So going back to part A, identify the hybridization of the valence orbitals. This is going to be super quick. Of the carbon, you probably could do this. I mean, you're going to be like carbon 3. There's 3 of them, sp2, done. But all we need to do is that's easy, and there's only 1 point there, right? We're moving on to part B. You want to do this quickly because you don't want to take up too much of your time doing this, but you do not want to skip this. Like I said, if time has ever been an issue on an AP exam, you want to make sure you're doing this. Part B, urea has a high solubility in water due in part to its availability to form hydrogen bonds. Urea molecule, 4 molecules, well, draw 1 to indicate a possible location of a hydrogen bond. That doesn't seem too bad either. Hopefully you remember hydrogen bonds, and you can be like, yeah, that's not too hard. And if it is, it seems like I don't really remember how to figure out, it's going to take me some time, then use a different face, right? So we got 3 faces you're going to use. Those are your 3 faces. And you're just going to write it quickly. Like, I think I can answer that one quickly. And it only looks like it's 1 point because I'm only drawing 1 bond. Now we're going back to part C. Calculate the concentration of urea in the saturated solution at 20 degrees Celsius. So I probably should have put this information on the next page, but dissolution of blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this is just math, and it doesn't look too bad. This is not like ice table or anything like that. It's just 5.3 grams can dissolve to make 5 liters. So I just need to turn grams into moles and then moles into molarity by dividing by the volume. So that's just math, and that doesn't seem too hard. So C is not too hard. And I would write probably 1 point, and I would write math on there. Just remember that's the math one. And the math one sometimes might take a little longer, so it's good to know where those are. D, the student also determines the concentration of urea in a saturated solution is 25 degrees Celsius. So we're going to need C, because we're going to be comparing this to what we got in C to find out if it's endothermic or exothermic. It doesn't seem very difficult, maybe a meh or a smiley face, depending. Looks like 1 point, but you also need to write down this needs C. So you have to do C before D, and you need to know that when you're looking at this. The equipment shown above is provided so the student can determine the value of a molar heat of a solution of urea, knowing that the specific heat of the solution is that. List the specific measurements. So this is, since it's got specific heat, this is Q equals Cm delta T. List the specific measurements that are required. So we're not actually doing math on this one. We're just listing the measurements that we're going to need to do this. So this is a lab question. It doesn't seem like it would be that hard. 1 or 2 points maybe, depending on how big that list is. And you might do this. Put a little clock. Draw a little clock. That just means that one might take some time to figure out. Right? Some of these other ones are going to be super fast. The entropy change for the dissociation is blah, blah, blah. Using the information in the table above, calculate the absolute entropy. This is a math question. This is the entropy before. This is the change in entropy. That doesn't seem like it'll take that long. It's just addition or subtraction. I got to figure out which. So I don't think that's too bad either. and probably only 1 point, and it is math. So it might take us a couple of minutes. Using particle level reasoning, explain why delta S is positive for the dissolution of urea in water. So this is just positive delta S for dissolution. That's easy to explain. Hopefully that's not too bad. And that's going to be a fast one. Student claims that delta S for the process contributes to the thermodynamic favorability of the urea at 25 degrees Celsius. Use the thermodynamic information above to support the student's claim. This is, so thermodynamic favorability, this is delta G business, right? And so maybe that's a math for you. Maybe not, but it also looks like it's probably only 1 point. So that only adds up to 9 points if this one's 2. So we missed a point somewhere. Going back, oh, here we go. I see the word justify in the middle of the question. So yeah, okay, here's a question and then justify. So that's 2 points. D should be 2 points. And it needs C. So what you're going to do now is you're going to look at the smiley faces and pick those easy ones and do those first, right? H, you might let that one sit till the end. Some of this math you might let sit for the end. One with the clock on it that's going to take time, you might let that sit to the end. But hit these easy ones first. But hit these quick and easy ones first. Right? Answer those first and get those points. You don't want those hanging out there. You don't want to have, maybe the last question on the list is a hybridization question. And, this one, I'm done. The correct answer is there. I'm done. That's all I have to do. If that were part H and I was working through these in order and I ran out of time during part G, I would have never got that point. But it's super easy and it takes 2 seconds. So you want to make sure you're not missing anything like that. You want to go through, find the easy stuff, do it first. Find the stuff that's going to take a little more time and maybe make sure you're doing that last. You don't want that time to cost you one of these easy ones. So make sure you're doing those, knocking them out first. Take the time when you first get the AP question to read the whole thing, and you should read every word. All the descriptions, everything they give you, you should read it all. Make little notes. Or you should have a piece of scrap paper with notes, and then you should have a piece of scrap paper with this list right here. Smiley faces, frowny faces, math faces, and the number of points, so that we can approach this question in the right order. Know what requires what. That's all I wanted to tell you today. You've got plenty of stuff to look at. Monday, I'm going to go through all the logistical stuff. I'm going to go through everything that AP has given me. I think they've given it to you too, but we're going to look at the checklist. We're going to look at what's all the stuff I should have on my table in front of me when I go to take this AP exam, and what should I have done before I go to take the AP exam. Remember, most important thing right now, y'all should be sleeping on a regular schedule. Same time every night. Try and get that locked in for your AP exams. Same amount of time every night, about 9 hours for somebody your age. So try and schedule that. You remember, you need a brain that works, not a brain that has stuff in it. I love you guys, and the 18 or 20 of you that are still watching these videos, you're going to do great.